Yes, that's how. No, will be your fault. It's really no.
It's a very intense time in the field. We obviously want all of the brilliant things these AI systems can do, come up with new cures for diseases, new energy sources, incredible things for humanity. That's the promise of AI. But also there are worries. If the first AI systems are built with the wrong value systems or they're built unsafely, that could be also very bad.
Wired sat down with Demis Hassabis, who's the CEO of Google DeepMind, which is the engine of the company's artificial intelligence. He's a Nobel Prize winner and also a knight. We discussed AGI, the future of work, and how Google plans to compete in the age of AI. This is The Big Interview. Oh, welcome to The Big Interview, Demis.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So let's start talking about AGI a little here. Now, you founded DeepMind with the idea that you would solve intelligence and then use intelligence to solve everything else. And I think it was like a 20-year mission. We're like 15 years into it, and you're on track.
I feel like, yeah, we're pretty much dead on track, actually, as what would be our estimate.
That means 5 years away from, what I guess people will call AGI.
Yeah, I think in the next 5 to 10 years, that would be my, maybe 50% chance that we'll have what we're defined as AGI, yes.
Well, some of your peers are saying 2 years, 3 years, others say a little more, but that's really close. That's really soon. How do we know that we're that close?
There's a bit of a debate going on at the moment in the field about definitions of AGI, and then, of course, dependent on that, there's different predictions for when it will happen. We've been pretty consistent from the very beginning, and actually Shane Legg, one of my co-founders and our chief scientist, he helped define the term AGI back in, I think, early 2001 type of time frame. And we've always thought about it as a system that has the ability to exhibit sort of all the cognitive capabilities we have as humans. And the reason that's important, the reference to the human mind, is the human mind is the only existence proof we have, maybe in the universe, that general intelligence is possible. So if you want to claim sort of general intelligence, AGI, then you need to show that it generalizes all these domains.
Is when everything's filled in, all the check marks are filled in, then when we have it,
yes. So I think there are missing capabilities right now, that all of us who've used the latest sort of LLMs and chatbots will know very well, like on reasoning, on planning, on memory. I don't think today's systems can invent, do true invention, true creativity, hypothesize new scientific theories. They're extremely useful. They're impressive, but they have holes. And actually, one of the main reasons I don't think we're at AGI yet is because of the consistency of responses. In some domains, we have systems that can do international maths Olympiad maths problems, to gold medal standard with our alpha proof system. But on the other hand, these systems sometimes still trip up on high school maths or even counting the number of letters in a word. So that to me is not what you would expect. That level of sort of difference in performance across the board is not consistent enough, and therefore shows that these systems are not fully generalizing yet.
But when we get it, is it then like a phase shift that then all of a sudden things are different? All the check marks are checked, and we have a thing that can do everything. Are we then in a new world?
I think that is debated, and it's not clear to me whether it's going to be more of a kind of incremental transition versus a step function. My guess is it looks like it's going to be more of an incremental shift. Even if you had a system like that, the physical world still operates with the physical laws.
Hi everyone. So we're just going to give a couple of minutes to allow as much people join as possible. Maybe 7:05 we kick off. So let's just wait until then. Thank you.
Factories, robots, these other things. So it'll take a while for the effects of that, this sort of digital intelligence, if you like, to really impact, I think, a lot of the real world things. Maybe another, decade plus. But there's other theories on that too, where it could come faster.
Yeah, Eric Schmidt, who I think used to work at Google, has said that it's almost like a binary thing. He says if China, for instance, gets AGI, then we're cooked, because if someone gets it like 10 minutes before the next guy, then you can never catch up, because then it'll maintain bigger leads there. You don't buy that, I guess.
I think it's an unknown. It's one of the many unknowns, which is that, that's sometimes called the hard takeoff scenario, where, the idea there is that these AGI systems, they're able to self-improve, maybe code themselves, future versions of themselves, that maybe they're extremely fast at doing that. So what would be a slight lead, let's say, a few days, could suddenly become a chasm if that was true. But there are many other ways it could go too, where it's more incremental. Some of these self-improvement things are not able to kind of accelerate in that way. Then, being around the same time would not make much difference. But it's important. I mean, these issues on the geopolitical issues, I think the systems that are being built, they'll have some imprint of the values and the kind of norms of the designers and the culture that they were embedded in. So, I think it is important, these kinds of international questions.
So when you build AI at Google, you have that in mind? Do you feel competitive imperative in case that's true, oh my God, we better be first?
It's a very intense time at the moment in the field. As everyone knows, so many resources going into it, lots of pressures, lots of things that need to be researched. And there's sort of lots of different types of pressures going on. We obviously want all of the brilliant things that these AI systems can do. I think eventually we'll be able to make, advance medicine and science with it, like we've done with AlphaFold, come up with new cures for diseases, new energy sources, incredible things for humanity. That's the promise of AI. But also there are worries, both in terms of, if the first AI systems are built with the wrong value systems or they're built unsafely, that could be also very bad. And, there are at least two risks that I worry a lot about. One is bad actors, whether it's individuals or rogue nations, repurposing general purpose AI technology for harmful ends. And then the second one is obviously the technical risk of AI itself. As it gets more and more powerful, more and more agentic, can we make sure the guardrails are safe around it? They can't be circumvented. And that interacts with this idea of, what are the first systems that are built by humanity going to be like? There's commercial imperative, there's national imperative, and there's a safety aspect to worry about, who's in the lead and where those projects are.
A few years ago, the companies were saying, please regulate us. We need regulation. And now in the US, at least, the current administration.
So hi everyone. Sorry, I added that video because I was looking on YouTube for a video to add, a music to add, and apparently my choice of music is very bad. So I couldn't add any music, so I added that instead. So welcome everyone to this month's data clinic, and I'm excited to have everyone here, and we'll try as much as possible not to waste anyone's time. Some of you know I'm Akim, and I would be hosting this with Ruona, if I got the name correctly. So yeah, I'll be guiding through the project. Through the program rather. And on our list of program today, we are going to be we'll have a brief welcome and introduction. We would also introduce our guests, and then we would have an interactive Q&A session. After that, we'll discuss during which we'll discuss practical ways of building your data and applying the insights to real world scenarios. Finally, we'll wrap up with key takeaways and feedback. So before I go further into taking up this meeting, yes, okay, yes, it's been recorded, right? I would like to introduce our guest speakers who I can already confirm they are here today, in person of Tumini Odu. I believe, I hope, I pray to God I'm pronouncing that correctly. Tumini Odu.
Yeah. Hi,
And
everyone.
we're so happy to have you on here today. And our second speaker is Dr. Victor Adekule. Before starting this, I kept reminding myself to include the doctor, because I know what it is for somebody to be a doctor, and you can't just come and not call them a doctor. So thank you for joining us, Dr. Victor, and we are very happy to have you here today.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. It's good to be here as well. Thanks a lot. And it's not necessary, okay?
Oh,
I kept that doctor there because they request for it on LinkedIn. Actually, I don't use it often.
Please use it too. I'm not even a doctor yet, and I want to be called a doctor. Please use it too.
Anyway, it's just for the framing, you know.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. Thank you both so much for joining us and taking your time out. I know we all have important things, and we're truly honored to have you here today. So I'm going to give a brief introduction to Mini's. I'm going to do a brief introduction for Tumini, and then I'm going to give her the floor to maybe expand on that, and if she has anything, and then she can share what she has for us today before we move on to the next speaker. And so Tumini is a seasoned data professional with over 6 years of experience. As we know, please correct us anywhere we're wrong. And she has experience delivering end-to-end data solutions, from infrastructure design to dashboard delivery. She currently works as a data product owner. I already have a lot of questions related to that. As a data product owner at SBD Apparel, where she has built and scaled modern data systems. Her expertise include ETL pipelines, integrating APIs, and modeling data for analytics. The tools in her skill set are Google BigQuery, Python, SQL, Power BI, DAX, Power Query, Fivetran, GA4, and AppScripts. Strengths she's known for includes data infrastructure, ETL automation, BI reporting, and agile delivery. Tumini is known to be passionate about translating business requirements into scalable data products that drive real-world impact. Wow, just wow. And just to add a bit more before I don't want to, I talk too much, but yeah, just to add a bit more to that. Tumini was actually so there's a network group that I joined, and I had a mentor who was supposed to help me in my career search and help me develop personally. And for some reason unknown to both myself and the mentor, we didn't communicate throughout the whole period. So I kind of just went. And then I saw too many, I don't know if it was a post or something, of she saying she helped a mentee, or a mentee was able to secure a job. I'm like, yay, help me, oh, please. Then I reached out to her, and she was very lovely. We had a couple of sessions, and during that period, I can say to you guys, I got my job. So she might not want to take credit for it, but I did get my job. And saying all of that, I'll now leave the floor for Tumini.
Wow. Thank you thank you very much, Hakim. I don't know, you said a lot. Hearing about myself on the other side, I was like, wow, is this me? Who are you talking about? But yeah, I think you've basically said everything. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I have anything to add because you've literally read out my whole CV and everything. I think I'll just sort of maybe wait for the question and answer session. Yeah, because I don't want to start going into things that might, not be necessary. So you've literally said it, or you've touched everything you need to touch. So I'll just wait for the next session. Thank you.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Thank you. In that light, I'm going to introduce our next speaker, who is Dr. Victor. Whether he wants me to call him doctor or not, I'll call that doctor. Dr. Victor is based in the UK. He's a data engineer at Credit Safe and an applied mathematician. He builds reliable, scalable data pipelines for finance and credit risk modeling. So these are the people that keep our money safe. Formerly a data scientist at Vortex IoT, he worked on VTX Air, fusing sensor mobility and weather data to evaluate air quality interventions. Wow. His research spans infectious disease modeling, sensitivity slash threshold analysis, and optimal control, with 20 plus publications and 130 plus citations. And you asked me not to call you a doctor. He currently has ongoing work in the machine learning domain, and he volunteers as head of data science and AI at We Are Here and leads the data analyst accelerator program at London Center for Analytics, mentoring 1,400 plus analysts. Please, how do you do that? I need to take lessons. So, Dr. Victor, please, if you please take the floor, and if you had anything to say to us.
Again, just like anybody will say, I don't even know you were referring to me while you were reading all that. I think, to be honest, when I was asked this, I had to type it on Google. I just asked ChatGPT, who am I? And then the guy gave me all that, and I sent it to her. Honestly, I didn't have to do any edits into that particular information. And so, if you type my name on Google, that's what they will bring. But I wonder if I'm the guy Google is talking about most time. But thank you very much. I don't need to add anything. I would say you said too much. And like I said again, if you can just remove the doctor from, I just call me Victor. Preferably, people call me Freeman, and because I'm a free man anyway, and that's it. Thanks a lot for the opportunity once again, and for all that. I give it back to you. Thanks.
No worries at all. Thank you very much, Doctor. Whether you like it or not, it is sticking. Uh, so thank you very much, Victor, for joining us. We are definitely happy to have you. And with the structure we had in mind for this, we were hoping to maybe get a few, maybe like your story through getting into data science, what it was like before you got in, what it was like when you got in, and what it is like now that you are in. Because sometimes you have this phase of, I want to do this thing, but when you now start doing that thing, is like, am I really sure this is what I want to do? So to hear from you, our speakers who are already in the field, we want to know whether we should crush our dreams today, hold on to our dreams today, or if there's any advice or anything. Just yeah. So basically, what we want from you is now is to just take us through what it was like before you were a data scientist, what it was like when you became one, and what it is like now that you currently are one. I will be starting with Tumini. I'm not picking on you, I promise.
Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. Hi once again. Hmm. Okay, so where do I start from? My story, how I got into data. Is my audio clear enough?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So I actually come from a civil engineering background. I studied civil engineering for my undergrad. That's my BSc. Don't know what I'm saying. And after school, I actually started working in a construction company. I did that for about a year. And I found out it wasn't actually for me because, you know, having to stand in the sun for so long, I was like, no, I can't live the baby girl life I want and still do this. But that sort of pushed me, you know, into looking for what else I could do, something maybe interesting, something that my skills could actually match. So I've always liked mathematics right from like when I was in school. It doesn't mean that you need to know mathematics to do data, but it's just like it was just a passion for me. So I actually got a job where I had to use a lot of Excel, you know, lots of data and all of that. And I was like, this thing actually sounds interesting. So I started researching on what kind of jobs I could do with having this Excel skill, because the job required me to do a lot of things in Excel. I had never used, well, I used Excel in uni, but, you know, just on the basic level. So I never used it, you know, professionally and all of that. Plus, it was like my second job. That's after the construction job. So I then found out about data analysis and how, you know, that data could actually help you inform, you know, lots of decisions and all of that. So I started doing, you know, personal learning. I checked, okay, what kind of skills do I actually need? I already have Excel skills. I needed a visualization skill, which is either maybe Power BI or Tableau. So I picked up one. I think I picked up Tableau in the beginning. I started learning it. I think I started looking at SQL, but it was so confusing. I was like, no, I can't do this. Then I came for my master's in project management, which obviously is very different from data, but it was something that I felt could actually maybe relate to data in the future, because I could actually manage data projects. That was like my mindset when I, started doing the master's in project management. So while I was doing my master's, I did a boot camp in data analysis. I think that was like where everything sort of came together, because I had been learning different skills, and it's just been, you know, all over the place, which is quite common when you're starting your data journey. You don't know where to start from. You don't know what to do. There's different articles telling you, oh, do this, don't do that, learn this and all of that. But the bootcamp actually just helped me piece everything together. And that's how the whole thing just, you know, came alive. And I started applying for jobs. I was applying for entry-level jobs and stuff. But because I already had experience using Excel, and some of what I had done was a bit about data. So I just put all that in my CV and I was able to get a job. And I guess the rest is history. So when I got the job, my first job, obviously, I was very clueless because I didn't know exactly what I was supposed to do. If it felt very different, you know, and it was actually my first official data job. So it sort of made me to, I think, to learn more. Yeah, because when I did the boot camp, what they taught us was just, you know, like the basics and stuff. But when you actually get into the job, you then realize that, oh, what I've been learning is good, but, you know, you still need to like learn more and stuff. So I started learning more, doing lots of personal learning. And then that's when I started mentoring, because the little I knew, I started helping others, I started teaching others. So for me, I learn more when I teach people. So that's how I was able to, like, you know, get my SQL skills stronger, get my Python skills stronger. I started to like create dashboards using like data I found online and stuff. And I don't know, before you know it, I was just, you know, really good in this thing. And then I moved on to my next job, and the rest is just history. So for me, most of it has been learning on the job. I got the skills, the basics, which helped me get the job. But if I had just sort of stayed that way with that level of knowledge, I would have probably gotten kicked out of the job. But because every day was like a school day for me, whenever I'm presented with like opportunities or tasks or things to just do, I sort of like put my all in it and do it. So for me, it was just like from building blocks and all to doing it on the computer. So that's about it. I think I'll pass the mic back to Hakim, and I'm happy to hear about Dr. Victor. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was very detailed. As light as you tried to make it, that was very detailed. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I would love to move on to Dr. Victor, but I don't want you to lose your train of thought. So I'll just quickly ask this very important question that I have seen a lot across data
okay.
and in this community as well, which is, when someone is learning, should they go the portfolio route, or should they go the boot camp route where you get taught and everything? What route, or is it a mix of both, or how would you or what's your advice when it comes to this?
Okay, so for me, it might actually be a mix of both, but it depends on your personal circumstances. Because someone like me, I've never had a data portfolio, but I've had like almost 6 years in data now. So I was quite lucky myself that like straight out of uni, like I've just been getting jobs. So I've never really had like that gap. So I've not necessarily had the need to have a portfolio. And then the boot camp was something that I did to sort of like, because I was doing my master's at the same time I was doing my boot camp. So I wasn't like maybe out of job and then I just, was doing the boot camp. So it can be either of them. You can have a portfolio if you're just starting out, because obviously you don't have a lot of experience to show. So having that portfolio is like showing recruiters that, okay, even though I've not got the work experience, I can actually do this thing because I'm like self-taught and all of that. And on the other hand as well, the boot camp, because most of these boot camps will give you work experience. So it's just something to add onto your CV to say, okay, although I'm an entry level, maybe data professional, I've actually got maybe 3 months or 6 months of experience. And also there's like no one size fits all. It's just, it's either or both depending on your circumstances. But for me, I've never had a data portfolio and I did a boot camp. So
Brilliant, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Savini, for that. And now to you, Dr. Victor. Sorry, Victor.
Don't
Yeah,
worry
so
at all. If I'm making that difficult for you, just don't worry. Say anything and we're good.
no
All right,
worries.
thank you.
Yeah, no
All right,
worries.
I think I enjoyed listening to Mini. I must be honest. Yeah, it seems we have a lot of things in common here. So let's just let me talk about myself and my journey. So I think I've been in analytics much longer than I knew about it. Much more like I was eventually made to know about this after speaking with people here, like meeting with different mentors. I don't know if many of us know ADP List. ADP List is just a platform where you can get to book 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30-minute sections with mentors in your field or whatever field you're looking for. So I used that platform so much when I started my journey in the UK. But let me say my analytics journey started like 10 years ago. That was during my master's in Nigeria. So it was COVID then. And then you remember, I'm sorry, I said COVID, Ebola. So when Ebola struck in Nigeria, so I picked my interest in analyzing the whole thing then and seeing how we can combat the disease. So there was something that helped us to actually combat Ebola, and it was one of the researches I was actually looking into then, which was contact tracing and quarantining, because immediately you find out that somebody had a contact with the first person that you knew had it. They started tracing them, they quarantined them, because Lagos was a big place and that was the first introduction of such. It could have wiped away Nigeria if we didn't take care of that. So that really got me interested. So my research in analytics started there, where I started analyzing the spread of diseases. So we built models, right? We kind of trying to, let me say, represent real life situation, real life problem in mathematical equations, differential equations, that we end up solving them to see if there is an existence of uniqueness at the same time a solution. So that was like the beginning of my journey. And then everything went into MATLAB, where I was using MATLAB to do some of these things. So I've been doing a little of all those things. Even myself, I didn't even know. And so when Andela came to Nigeria, a friend of mine who also we did masters together tried to pull me in. Then that was where I used to write on LinkedIn that I failed my first programming, whatever it is, like test, and also I couldn't continue. So I moved into cryptocurrency thereafter. So it was all about blockchain technology, cryptocurrency. So I started analyzing the blockchain market, right? Cryptocurrencies, seeing the market trend, moving averages, and seeing how prices were going up and down. First, fundamental analysis. The other was technical analysis. So again, that was me doing analytics. But I didn't know, like I said, I wasn't taking myself as a data professional or analytics professional as at then, because it was all around mathematics research for me. So when I moved into the UK, I wasn't planning to come here. I was doing very well in Nigeria. I was, in cryptocurrency, you understand what it is before the whole Nigeria happened to people, like they say, positively to me for me. So I moved to the UK with my wife, who came to study with the intention of going back to Nigeria. It was COVID. I got stuck. I was quarantined for like 10 days and my life flashed like in a second. I was like, what am I doing here? I had to start all over again. Nothing felt like it was moving for me. And so I started searching the internet. What is working here? I saw real estate, okay, tech. So like I said, I don't usually call myself tech bro, even though I've been in blockchain technology. Like, so it was almost like I just found myself there. I studied mathematics just to say from my background. So It's been all mass in my system, in my blood. I love it so much. I actually want to teach. I want to lecture. But I changed my mind. I want to be in the lab to do crazy researches. And that was what brought me into data science. So I remember like after a while that I think I said I wanted to be a data scientist like from some 5 years ago. I didn't even know. So I asked a guy and that was the whole story. But tell me, see, I did boot camps. At some point I was on 8 different boot camps. Yes, I jumped on free ones, paid ones. You know how you register for that bootcamp and they say they start later. And then before you know it, you're already on one, and the other one is starting. Now you want to catch up with many things. I was overwhelmed. At some point, I had to drop some. I paid a lot of money. I also did free bootcamp. So I didn't have this shame like, oh, you're almost done with your PhD. Then I was like on the 6th year of my PhD, almost 7 years, because it took longer time. I didn't even care again. But then I started anyway, and I started doing different boot camps. I could remember some of their names. Some of you might have even done Inside Ozu, you know, all this stuff were like so many boot camps. Then I joined one that exposed me to data science in core. So I didn't even go from the base. I just went straight to like the core of data science and AI and machine learning. And so that I got exposed to a lot of it during MIT, a program with MIT. And so I had that opportunity to learn from what the professors had built. Then I had a mentor from Microsoft. So all this thing really got me to know more about the industry quickly. I've been volunteering around that time. So that's why I talk about volunteering so much about, because in the UK, you need to claim UK experience. You know what it is. I did in school here. They will ask for UK experience most of the time. So I built portfolios, to be honest. Why I asked myself a sincere question when that thing came up, even on LinkedIn. And now that you just asked me that, do portfolios matter? I don't know if anyone has ever asked me or a recruiter reached out to me now that they call me so much that it was because they saw my portfolio. That's the question I asked. So I'll be honest to say it is useful. It's just for you to be able to arrange your statements, your style approach, and say, okay, I was working on this is the situation, this is the task, this is the action, and the result. That's how I see it. Beyond that, you know why I would say it's I don't really believe in it so much than having a real experience. And that's why I've created a platform for that for people to gain real experience. Is that you are competing nowadays with guys that are coming from the industry with experience already. Now, you presenting your portfolio is just like, please allow me in now. I don't have experience, but I have portfolio. And somebody is already presenting a CV that says he has experiences. Can you? I'm not emotional about this. You understand my point? I won't choose you over the other person. So it's really a lot, but it's good to have it at least. Makes yourself happy, make yourself structured, post about it and those sort of things. But so get it if you can get it. Then boot camps, as you asked the question, yes, I do boot camps and I encourage boot camps. The reason why I encourage it is because it's structured. Self-learning is crazy. A lot of information that you can't really, put together. So the pandemic is no longer about we not having information, but we are all getting information overload right now. So you need a guide, a mentor, and a structure. And that's why a bootcamp is okay. But it doesn't give you everything. I did Google Analytics, that course that everybody do on Coursera. I did it also. I finished. I was like, okay, what am I doing? I didn't even know where I was. I don't know how to analyze data. It's crazy, right? But eventually it happened. I did my upskilling for a whole year before I got my first job. But all this while I was volunteering, getting exposed, like I said, connecting and all sort of things. But do you know that it took me 6 months to be confident that I think I'm ready now? So I was doubting myself all this while. Eventually it happened. And from that point, I told myself, before they call 10 people in either my community in the UK or wherever I am, I want my name to be among the first 10. So the push I'm making every now and then is to continue to build my skill because I realize that it is very easy to stand out. Yeah, if you actually put the work in and then you get the results. So here I am. I've been a data scientist, a data analyst, and now a data engineer. I prefer to call myself an analytic engineer anyway. Now I'm heading an AI and data science project. So it's been like I've seen like almost a full cycle of the data space and the ecosystem. But I've not really touched ML ops like crazily, but we are building systems that support that every now and then. And this is me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was definitely in depth. And I hope everyone was able to learn a thing or two. I think when going into the data world, one of the problems we often have is we don't know what route to take or what courses to learn, or there's too much information out there. So my question for you, just like I had for 2 minutes, would be, what helped you in directing the courses that you chose to do towards your career?
Yeah. So I think I watched a lot of YouTube videos, even while on the road moving. So I started following the likes of Alex, the analyst, Luke Barros, Avery Smith, and all those other guys. You know them if perhaps you come across them. I listened to Kenji, Daniel Lu, and many of them, from top firms like that and top YouTube guys. They helped shape my, ideology and the view of data world itself. Firstly, they helped to build my confidence. So I stopped believing in, oh, it's crazy, it's hard, and all the things people say. I just knew it's possible, and I decided to follow their own way. I've been to a lot of boot camps, like I said, so I just started building my skills and upskilling using their videos, even though boot camps had helped me to a point. At some point, my experience or my CV was messed up, right? I had a CV that was talking about data science, research in mathematics, blockchain technology, and then data analytics. I didn't even know what to present to recruiters. You understand my point here? So I had to just throw away so many of those things and make it focus on one particular thing, which was starting with analytics. But got so good, the first company that had to pay me placed me in a role that is between data science and data analytics. I mean, being a data scientist and being a data analyst. So I call myself data science analyst then. And so I will say again, watching those guys helped me. So get a mentor, somebody who has done it before, that you can replicate their path. And I believe that's why we are here. So, thanks.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And why I also say that's perfect is because I was leading on that mentorship. And I'm just so happy that you touched on it, because now that I have you here, I'm just going to be a Nigerian and be an opportunist and ask that we don't have enough mentors in our community. Are you willing to help us mentor some of our community members, including myself, who in your free time? And if you'll be down or open to mentorship opportunities to our members, especially to our community.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that gives me life. Like I say, I've been doing this for years. I've trained people on Gita, blockchain technology, you understand, cryptocurrency trading. Now it's data. I still teach on business. I mean, people come for consultation, and also I'm always willing to mentor. It's crazy. Yeah, my schedule is now very crazy and tight, but then I'm still always open to guide people. I see the joy, and I'm more fulfilled. Sometimes when I'm down, when I see the result of the people I've mentored, it just uplifts me and helps me to, start over again and move.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And that question is also directed to me. You don't think I forgot about you?
Yes, yeah, sure. I'm happy to take on a few mentors. Yeah, in addition to the ones I'm already mentoring currently.
I can imagine what that's going to be like already. I can imagine. Thank you so much, but thank you so much. And I feel like that was definitely insightful. Just a couple of moments before this meeting started, I had a brother of mine who's a project manager call me asking that he's trying to switch into data science because the field is kind of like a role where you are needed. And it's almost like they need you, like especially when you set up pipelines, you set up a lot of things, and then something goes out of stock, someone else comes in, nobody knows what to do. So they definitely have to find. It's not a field where you can get sacked easily. And I think I'll definitely be sending the recording of this meeting to him, so he has a bit of idea on what to do. And moving on from that, we'll now be taking questions, and our speakers, our guests here, are going to be answering some of those questions. So please, if you have any questions, use the raise hand feature. If you're unable to talk or come online, just put a chat, just put a message in the chat box. Also, there's a link to Slido. I don't know, let me see if I can share that. And if you are shy and you don't want to come here and have your message while everyone is here, then just pop something anonymously on Slido, and we'll definitely treat it. So please, if you have questions, let those hands start going up while we start tackling them. Yes, Sekinat, please.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, we can.
Yeah, okay. My question goes to Dr. Victor. So my question is, how do you stand out or position yourself? Because I think the job market is super saturated at the moment, especially in the UK. So my question is, how do you position yourself or stand out? And I'm asking because let me use my situation. Okay, I've been in the UK for few years. Let me say I got to the UK in 2019. And initially in Nigeria, I used to be a lecturer. So, and then in 2022, I learned about data. So I started learning about it till this very moment. And I've been trying to like get a job, but unfortunately, I haven't gotten any. So I'm just in my thoughts, you understand. Built I've built my portfolio and I'm still searching, but I haven't landed any yet. So I'm wondering that, is it a good idea to like come up on LinkedIn and then start sharing my portfolio just to stand or position myself differently? Because I don't know what to do. I'm just confused. Anyway, thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome. I'm happy that you're here. And I think this is the first time I'll be saying this on a live call. It's good that you're in the UK because there's a huge difference between opportunities we have in the UK and Nigeria. This is not to make us people feel good or bad about themselves, but that's the truth. You have more opportunities here. If you're in Nigeria and you want to scale, you probably need to create a path and opportunity for yourself. I'm saying this to anyone who is waiting for opportunities to come. So back to your question and to the UK market. Up until last month, yeah, man, currently this month, I still sound like about 3 or 4 references for people from my company, or let me say the organization I partner with. So people are still landing roles, and a guy actually did that within 3 weeks. But whatever they've done before, I knew about their journey, so I can tell. Now, it is possible to still secure a role quickly. Talking about, putting yourself out there, yes, it is advisable. Most people think it's about content creation when you say post yourself and put your work out there. But I'll say something, huh? You see, no matter how good you are at something, if you're not confident about it, and when you're speaking about it, your voice is shaky, you're not sounding as clean as you should, they will doubt you know that skill or you have that skill. Now, sometimes the reason why we say you should post is just for you to face your fear. You know how it is, the number of thoughts, amount of thought that goes through your mind. What if I post something that is wrong? What if people, if you are not confident to even post on LinkedIn where it's not an interview yet, when it comes to interviews like one-on-one, what will you do? So first is for you to get yourself up there, build confidence. The other thing is every time you want to post, you will think about it, do a research and check very well if you are posting the right thing. That alone changes the whole thing, makes you to know a lot. Now, recruiters searches LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn a lot. I got most of my jobs from LinkedIn. So recruiters come on LinkedIn, they search for professionals. I use this example that we have over, I think, 1 billion people, right? Subscribers on YouTube. I'm sorry, on LinkedIn. And just 1 million or so post regularly. Yeah. So meaning that it is very easy to stand out, but you have to be there. We call something market makers. You are the one making LinkedIn happen when you post content, because the reason why people come there is because they want to come and check stuff, either search for a job or read what somebody has posted. You know what that means? You are making that place happen. LinkedIn will push you up. The algorithm will favor you. Meaning that if they search for a data scientist or a data analyst or a data engineer, if you are very active, the algorithm pushes you up and make you more visible. Then we say you should connect frequently with recruiters, with CEOs, with VCs, people that are giving out jobs. They reach out to me. So it's from my experience. Before, for 6 months consecutively, I was getting rejection emails, love letter every day. You understand? Until I met somebody on LinkedIn, Brian Gollard, you can search for his name. He has over 250,000 followers. And he trained me on how to actually start landing roles. Let me now tell you something that happened there. I didn't touch my CV when I started. I got 3 interviews. So what was happening before? It was my mindset. Meaning I was canceling myself out of jobs. When I see the job descriptions, I run away. I'm like, I don't have experience. I'm not there. The moment he shifted my mindset and he gave me those principles, I jumped on the program. I paid for it dearly, to be honest. But I got my job within a month after that mind shift. So I talk about the mindset so much. You get so all those things are things you need to really turn around. Once you do all that and put yourself out there, I posted on LinkedIn today. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good work. You have to put it out there so that they can know what you carry. It is easier to do that than to keep running after them. That's why I say to you, to the type Dr. Victor Adekule on LinkedIn, what does it bring? Do you think about the fact that knowing that he is there creates a level of credibility? What if I'm a fraud? But I am visible. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? So
Yeah.
put yourself out there, be visible. Honestly, start posting your portfolio, make a story around it, and gain real experience volunteering and all sort of things. And I think with all that, you then, like I said, get a mentor, because this journey is not something you should do alone. If I'll be honest with you, the market will even deal with your confidence over time. That you need to run back and say, am I doing it rightly? I've mentored a lot of people and I know how it feels. Sometimes they just stop. I'm tired. It's not just happening. And I say, keep on pushing. You understand what it is? It is tough here out there. And the competition is tough here. So you have to keep going regardless. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Sorry,
Okay,
can I
thank
just
you.
add something? Can I just add
Yeah,
something?
please go.
Sorry, was it Shekinat or Sekinat? I'm not sure. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I ask how many jobs do you apply for in a day?
Okay, I have to be completely honest. You understand? I think I'm always strategic when I'm applying. And the reason for doing this is I've got like maybe 2 to 3 interviews at the beginning of the year, and the location was one of the things that put me off. I got one at Cardiff, and I'm based in Glasgow. So I try to like restrict myself to like jobs in Glasgow. And then if I have the skills, all the skills mentioned, whether I have all or I have less than what they required, I'll apply for the job. So that's what I've been doing. So all in all, I started applying in January, and I would say I've applied up to 100. Yes, 100.
Okay, sorry. I okay, how do I say this now? I would usually tell my mentees, right? Until you've applied for at least 100 jobs in a week, you've not started. I'm sorry, I just have to say that, yes, because think of it, for every job you are applying for, there is maybe 1,000 other people applying for the jobs. If you even click on LinkedIn, it would even sometimes it will give you an estimate of how many people applied for that job. So imagine if there is even someone who is even just slightly more qualified than you are. They will obviously call that person. And then most of these recruiters use ATS. So no matter how you think you are being strategic about it, the system, it's a machine. It can just kick you off. Even if you are the best candidate for it, that's just the honest truth. So sometimes you can use what's it called, like all this one click while you do your strategic job application, just to sort of like add to the numbers, because you don't know when you can get lucky, you don't know when you can hit the jackpot. Use those one click job applications on Total Jobs, Indeed. Just send it out, just put it there. Like you have nothing to lose. All that's happening is that your CV is landing in the recruiter or the company's
Yes,
database and
ATS.
all of that. So
Mhm.
sorry, were you saying something?
No, don't worry, don't worry.
Okay, yeah. So just do that. So while you do your strategic applications, still do these ones, just put it out there. Then the second thing I would like to add to what Victor has said is you need to actually post on LinkedIn. I would have you know that all the jobs I have gotten are recruiters who have reached out to me. So I don't even post as much, but there's something I did recently. So when I turned 2 years in my company, I think I'm echoing. When I turned 2 years in my company, I did a post on LinkedIn. I just talked about, all the skills, all the things I have done in my job and all of that. I did that strategically because I felt like, oh, it's time to move on to my next opportunity, bigger money, whatever was, motivating me. And I needed something more, remote. Like I'm looking for like, a more remote job and stuff. The moment I did that post, it's not even like, because I turned 2 years in July. Yeah, this is just August. Like at least 10 recruiters have reached out to me, like big companies. I'll tell you, Monzo, like literally big companies, just because I did that post. So if you don't post yourself, because sometimes they go on LinkedIn and they just search for that skill, and then they see the names that those skills have come out with, then they look at your what's it called now, they look at your LinkedIn profile. So apart from having your LinkedIn profile optimized, you actually have to post. You can do like maybe your Power BI dashboard. There are different people like the data DNA. There are lots of people who even do like monthly competitions. You have to engage in all of that. Just post, no matter how weak or how flimsy you think that dashboard is, just do it. Post it out there. Whenever a recruiter finds your profile, they would look at your journey. They will see all you've done. They will see what you've been posting and stuff. So as much as you're applying, even if it's once a month, even if it's maybe once in 2 weeks or something, just try and put yourself out there, and you would actually see the difference. And please don't apply for only 100 jobs. Please send in those job applications. Please. You can actually reach out to me if you want to talk after this. You can send me a message on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Okay, to me, I will.
No worries.
Thank you both for that. Thank you so much. Moving on to the next question, we have Ademola. Do we have?
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tuminino. Thank you, Dr. Victor. So my question goes to Dr. Victor. I've been checking out your account for a while. I did, thank God, I had to meet you today. So, my question is, an ML engineer based in Nigeria, or maybe I would say an ML intern, basically. I've worked around projects, and I've worked with I've done some volunteer work, but is like getting a paid one is quite like will I say hard? It's quite like hard. I've been trying to post on LinkedIn between be giving tips about how the whole the whole involvement of physics with machine learning and the rest. Been trying to because that's basically my field. So I'm a physicist. So I'm trying to imbibe that into the posts that I've been making on LinkedIn, but no turnout really. I mean, I see what is it called, impressions, but no reactions. I mean, I can see like maybe 200 people, 200 impressions, but no reactions at all. Although I've been getting some messages, but most of them are always like location bound, maybe San Francisco, US, and the rest. So I don't know if there is.
All right. Thank you very much for that. For your question, I mean, you said you've been getting some messages and all. So the first question is, how long have you been doing this?
Since 2023. 2023. Yes, 2023.
Like you've been posting and being very frequent online and all sort of things.
Posting online, that would be this year. I mean this year because I just finished school. So that would be this year.
Okay, so I will just say this to anybody. Give yourself give yourself enough time. This thing is happening in compound, like compound effects and all. It's not something that happens just suddenly. You have to be consistent. Like I said, for over a year or two. I have one of my mentors or managers I use on my program, and he tried this for 2 years, moving from Connoy to becoming a data scientist. 2.5 years before he got his first gig on Upworks. So while this seems to be like something you can get quickly, I would say be comfortable to actually keep doing it. The other thing is this, that it's not just about posting. You have to be strategic. How many connections do you have? How many followers do you have? I'm not asking that. I'm just saying, I think LinkedIn gives you about 100 to 200 per week. I usually advise on LinkedIn that you should, out of that, more than 50% of it, connect with recruiters on CEOs and people that can give you the opportunity. Before they even start searching for you, connect with them. If they are not calling you, somebody in their network who sees your post or something like that, when they interact or don't interact, will call. I have a live video on I interview one of my ladies in Nigeria who got a job, and I think two different roles anyway, not in data precisely, but she's been posting consecutively for like a year before she got her first gig, almost like a year and a half. So it happens, but it depends on how much you're putting out yourself. Okay. So I would say keep connecting with recruiters, headhunters, CEOs, people, VCs, who have fundings, then after that, post regularly about your work. Okay. Make sure you are also following, the trend. I say this always, that you should do market survey, understand what the market is asking for. before you even start pushing your CV. You're not trying to give them what you are. You're actually trying to give them what they want before they invite you into the room. So think about it that way. It's like a party. You need to actually appear in the costume. If you don't know the right costume, you put on something else, they will bounce you at the gate. So before they invite you for an interview, they need to actually know that you match what the market is asking for. So when you do a market survey of like 30 to 50 jobs, as an ML person, you will know what the market is asking for. This exposes your skill gap. Be sure that you have at least most of the things they ask for on your CV. Look at the every area they're actually asking for. That is the domain. You're talking about physics now. I mean, I'll be honest with you, maybe the kind of firms that you are looking out for or that are in Nigeria or currently employing either in the UK or not are in health. You have to go and do something in that line so that you can be a good fit for that opportunity. So you need to actually start checking what are the domains that they are currently employing in the last 6 months. So you have to really do a market survey so that you can put out what they are looking for. Like I said, your project, your researches, what you post about, if it matches, honestly, it doesn't take much time compared to when you're just throwing it into the thing here and it's not really intentional, you get. And that's what I have to say about that. Then
Thank
get
you so much.
recommendations. Yeah,
Okay.
get recommendations from friends and whoever your mentors and anybody you've worked with in the past.
That's
Yeah.
that's another issue. I do not have one. I do not have a mentor. Maybe that was
Let's like let's have 2 minutes answer that. Like she
I
wants to
just
have she has
wanted
a
to
contribution.
add, yeah, because as
Yeah,
he was speaking, I saw he sent me a connection. So I actually
yeah.
looked at his profile. And on your profile, all you have is internships. So even
Oh
when
God.
you have something of what over 2 years and it's still titled as internship, just change all those things to like full-time jobs or maybe contract jobs or stuff because nobody actually wants to hire someone who has been interning for like maybe 5 years because nobody wants a liability per se because an intern is someone who is still learning. So even if you've been employed as an intern to an organization, because I know a lot of Nigerian companies do that a lot, to bring you in as an intern and then you're actually working as a full staff just because they want to pay you an internship, what's it called, salary. So, but you
Yes.
know within yourself that you are not an intern. So just change all those things from internship. It will make you look more professional. It will make you look like someone who actually knows what he's talking about. And just maybe you might be able to adding to what Victor has said, you might be able to get more people to reach out to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very good. I'm a bit conscious of time here, so I'll just check with our speakers that they are happy to sit with us with a couple more minutes. Just checking that that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, that's okay with me. Yeah, it's fine.
Good. So moving forward, please let's just try to keep the questions straight, concise, and if it's job related, I think we've answered a few job related questions. Maybe best to put it in the Slido, which we can then share with the guests, and then in their free time they will respond, and then we'll share their response with you. Just so we are conscious of time. Moving on now to Blessing. Ademola, please, if you could please put your hand down so we can see the order. Moving forward to Blessing now. Thank you, Ademola.
Okay, good day, and thank you so much to our speakers. So my question is, I just recently entered the data field. I just recently started learning data analysis on data camp, but I keep on hearing a lot of people saying you should build in public. So my question is, what kind of posts are you to post? Are you like, am I to today if I land on maybe how to use private table, am I to post on that, or I have to wait till I do one or two visualizations first before I would post? So that's my question. I'm kind of confused in the aspect of building online wind learning. So that's my question.
Let me take that. Yeah.
No, do you
Tumina?
want to take it? I was actually going to say you can
No,
take
no.
it. I'll just go after you.
Oh, okay. That's fine. So talking about building in public, I say that you should shift the focus from yourself. I say to master a thing, you have to create an obligation to teach it. If that's the only reason why you are posting, that is, a life is blessed after you have posted something. yes, that thing you're doing. Oh, I just built a dashboard. I just planned pivot table. You can go as far as comparing the use of pivot table or pivot chart or whatever you see you want to call it, compared to something else. Just come with a basic knowledge of what you have done and then try to talk about it online. Sometimes post your challenges. When we say building in public, you're not only posting your progress, you are posting your challenges, what you're going through and all. We are seeing your journey and we are seeing how you're progressing. Trust me, if you start learning today, somebody has not started. Meaning if you move to tomorrow, yeah, you are a day ahead of someone. So don't think you need to spend, like Tumini said, she started even when she has not even been in the field for so long to post online or to put herself out there. What you're trying to do is to build your confidence. So many people can't even come online and speak like this, and then you want to have a Zoom call with a recruiter. So if all you are doing is, okay, I'm ready to face all the backlash, whatever, let me just put myself out there, post whatever I'm learning. So today, if you learn maybe VLOOKUP and something interesting came up and you're like, okay, I struggle with this. Now I understand something about VLOOKUP. You might not even have a good word to put together to actually explain it on just go on your ChatGPT, ask for a layman understanding, explain to me like you're explaining to a 10-year-old, give me examples, learn from that example, make it your own, like try to understand it properly, and then make a post about it. It doesn't have to be long, perhaps 3 lines, 4 lines, or whatever. Add a screenshot to it or a picture because visuals attract. Do you get that? So if you can start with that, what you see is you are building it rep on rep. It's like savings. It's not about the fact that when you start saving, the money will be so much. It's just that over time, it will become a culture that then helps you to actually launch into another phase of your financial, management or whatever it is. So that's the whole idea of posting. Start building rep upon rep. Before you know it, you are developing the muscle that then pushes you to what you're looking for eventually. That's all I have to say about that. To me.
So yes, you've said it all. I think the only thing I will add is when you're doing those posts, instead of saying maybe something like, "Oh, I just learned pivot table." How best do I say this now? Just make it interesting because I saw a post once that talked about maybe someone who wants to say, "Oh, I just had a baby." So there's like a LinkedIn version of saying, "I just had a baby." They will just put all those stories to sort of like sweeten it to make it look nice and all of that. In the end, the message is simple. "Oh, I just learned pivot table." But instead of just maybe putting it, instead of just putting it, "Oh, I just learned pivot table," you can maybe, like you said, talk about like maybe your challenges, what you actually experienced learning pivot table. Just there's ChatGPT now. There's literally AI that everybody has access to. You can even brainstorm with ChatGPT. Okay, I want to actually post this on LinkedIn, but I don't want to just come out right and say, "Oh, I just learned pivot table." How should I actually go about it? Make it sound natural. Let's have a conversation about it. Just stuff like that, and you will see that those kind of things, when you add visuals, will actually, it would actually, what's it called now, like attract more people to it.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Next, we have Suleiman.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, speakers. Please, can you hear me, the audience?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. My question goes to Dr. Victor. I haven't had, listening to him carefully. I'm so impressed with your journey. I have been in this field for quite some years, although mine is a career switching. My background is electrical engineering, and currently I work in broadcasting industry, television station precisely. For the past 3 years now, I have been on this journey. I started with analytics. I did the online boot camp. So I upgraded to data science, currently machine learning, but I have not been able to switch as I wanted because my primary aim is to switch completely, and I have interest. My interest is a remote job. So I haven't listened to you and with your experience. Please, I want you to give me some hack. But there are things that I don't know, which you have experienced and you have surmounted it. So you have overcome it. So I have been I know the industry is evolving and is challenging. It's highly challenging. But sometimes I look at it, maybe I have not done enough to get the remote job, because when I know the remote job is crazy, because they are competing with a global talent. So I've been on it. Currently, up to now, as I'm talking to you, I'm still on it, but I never get tired of it, because that is my destination. But I just want you to guide. Because you people are very busy, especially you people in UK. I based in Nigeria, Lagos precisely. So you people are very busy. So if you can create time for us, as in giving us a mentorship and or guides, hacks on how to get this remote job. So that is my question. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for the question again, and for the effort you have put into your passion and the journey so far. Oh, so again, it's about remote jobs and remote jobs. Honestly, again, it's tough, or it's happening. I won't deny that. And you can see a lot of people are looking for that. But I would ask a question, a very sincere one. Why are you looking for remote jobs? Have you been using the skills locally? Have you been building your experience and confidence locally? I have a friend who has been in the industry for like 10 years now or more as a data engineer, works with EY, and he just pivoted into an organization. He has worked with some of those big four and the likes. And, we're discussing remote jobs recently and all. And he told me how he got in. Some of these times, these guys come off to offer you proxy. I don't know if you know what proxy jobs is, where you're working and trying to act like somebody else. Sometimes they are pure ones. Some they are really not very good ethically. So, but before that opportunity came, he has been working remotely. He has been working locally. So I would say, because I've seen a lot of people, I can name them, who have grown from working locally to remotely. Like I said, one of the managers that work on the projects we are building currently, he did that for 2 years in Nigeria, 2.5 years. Then he trained somewhere, and the Indian guy reached out to him and said, "Can you work within my community?" And then from there, I even saw him. I saw what he posted on LinkedIn. I said, "Okay, come and work with me as well." Then he got something on Upworks for the first time after 2.5 years. So, but he has been working locally because that builds your confidence. Then you build your connection from there. Most of the time, it's always a friend or an associate or somebody who knows your work, who has seen your work and say, "Okay, let me recommend this guy." Beyond just coming on LinkedIn, going on all this we work remotely website and every other thing, one thing that is very, very effective is data credibility built on what you have been working on before, and you have social proofs. What I mean by social proof is, what can you show that you have done before? And who can testify to this thing that you did it very well? Because people are scared to offer you remote jobs without being able to. They can't find you online and see what you have built, which is why they come on LinkedIn to come and see, what has this guy been talking about? Who recommended him? Can I know his connections? Can I know what he has been talking about? Who has he worked for? So work for companies in Nigeria. You understand? Not to say you should stop your dream from getting remote jobs, but build that credibility through them so that when it comes to your profile, they can say, "Oh, he has worked with EY." For example, MasterCard, big organizations that are either both in Nigeria and in the UK. You get it? So from that point, you can then prove to them that you are the right fit because you have experience. I don't know if that made sense to you.
Yeah, a lot. Thank you. I
Please.
really
But it's a journey. It's a journey. I must be honest with you. It takes a while and consistency. Too many. You want to say something?
No, not
You're
really. I think
muted.
you said it all. Yeah, you said it all.
Thank you.
I'll work on it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you everyone for the questions coming in. And I'm surprised you guys, I understand like we all need to get a job, but I'm surprised no one is asking about the technical experiences.
Understand.
Like,
Okay.
let's drill these people on their technical experiences and the challenges they experienced in their job
Okay.
and how they beat those challenges. But
Remove your
yeah,
clothes. Really book it back. I can't beat.
the next person is Tochuku, and in the meantime, I'm going to
Kind of.
this. Yeah, so Tochuku,
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for this session. Okay, so I'm still about to
Okay.
ask about jobs. Sorry. I'm a data analyst, yeah, and I've been a data analyst for about like 5 years, and I really do want to relocate, but I don't want to relocate because I want to school. Like I don't want to school. I don't think I want to school anymore, but I do want to relocate, and I want to relocate with a job. So I'm just trying to find out if there are like websites we need to like apply for jobs that would, provide visas for relocation and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's my question basically.
Sorry, let me just take this, Victor, then.
Go ahead.
Okay, so obviously I started out as a data analyst. I'm still a data analyst. Forget the like titles and all of that, other things. It's just my company giving me titles. The truth of the matter is that in data analysis, right, it's not impossible. It's not impossible, but for every like I said it, I've said this earlier anyways. Is my mic okay? I keep getting a notification. Sorry, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So I said this earlier, like for every job you're applying for, right? There's other people, there's a lot of other people. So now imagine applying from Nigeria. So the only thing that I would say is maybe don't just be a data analyst. Try to maybe add on something because there are a lot of data analysts that are even in the UK and are still looking for jobs. And I'm not saying this to discourage you, but I'm just saying this to sort of like make yourself stand out. You're a data analyst, that's good. But maybe you could maybe add a bit of maybe engineering. You could be like an analytics engineering. I wouldn't say go into data science because I don't know, that's like a bit more advanced, right? So, but for me as a data analyst, I've been able to go into data engineering as well. You could maybe even move from calling yourself just a data analyst to a senior data analyst, just stuff like that to make you stand out. Then when it comes to like applying for jobs, how I usually apply for jobs anyway, I like to apply on the company side directly because so companies will usually post their jobs on maybe LinkedIn, post it on Indeed, post it on their website, or sometimes even use like recruiters. But I feel like sometimes they forget to go check their LinkedIn or Indeed and all of that. Sometimes they could just get like an overwhelming amount of people directly on their website and they just go with that and they might not even bother to check all these other platforms where they've listed. So I would usually go from Glassdoors. What I would usually do is check maybe top companies with whatever I want, maybe like a good working place or a work-life balance and stuff on Glassdoor. They would list out those companies and I would go into those companies' website one after the other and I would search data. Sometimes your skill set could even match something that is called something entirely different. It might not even be called a data analyst. So don't just only search for data analyst, just search for some keywords. Maybe it could be insight analyst, it could be BI analyst, it could be maybe even data engineering, it could be anything. So just search these few keywords, search it directly on the company site, check the job. It's going to be very laborious, but it's just something you have to do because I know a few people who have actually been employed from Nigeria and sponsored, but I don't know any data analyst that has been employed from Nigeria. So most of them are like maybe software engineers, people that are like very, very technical. So that's why I'm saying don't just be a data analyst. Have something that stand out and apply directly to the company website. A lot of big companies in the UK actually sponsor, but they won't just tell you outright. But once your CV can get past, what's it called, the first stage, where they root out all the CVs. Once your CVs can get past that and you're able to speak to a recruiter and you actually show that, oh, you actually know your onion, then you might just be lucky. And again, maybe take out your location from your CV for now, because that might just be disqualifying you. Take out your location, just leave it as it is, and then, start talking to them. And if you get to the point where they ask, oh, what is your visa status and stuff, you can now say, oh, I need visa, or maybe, oh, I'm in the UK on a visit visa. I'm not saying lie, but just something like that. I'm in Nigeria, whatever. But the main thing is that you've already gotten to the point where they like you because you have shown your skill. They've talked to you and they like you. So maybe take out Nigeria from your CV so that you can at least get past the what's it called now, the selection stage, and then you can take it from there. That's what I think, anyways.
Okay, good.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Thank you, Gotcha.
Yeah. Just to add to that, like, sure, I think another thing you can add to it is you can do is to look out for the companies that have organizations, have offices both in Nigeria and in the UK. if you can get into working with them from Nigeria, it's just a case of switching. I have a friend who moved from India. That's my mentor. I said when I was at MIT, on the MIT program, who moved from India to the United Kingdom with Meta. Is it Meta or Microsoft? I'm trying to remember. Yeah. So um I did, and that's how he did it. You get, it was like working with them, then another role came. He's been working with them already, so it's just much easier. Let me say this, that if you submit your CV and all they see on your CV is Nigeria, 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 I'm sorry, because they, even while you are here, they will ask for UK experience. It's not because they don't want to employ us or they doubt the skills. They are talking about culture and understanding of the system. A recruiter that is recruiting for an organization will not be confident to push somebody who is not in the UK or who doesn't have UK experience in their CV to the owner, I mean the client, because they will be like, "Are you saying you can't get anyone in the UK already who has worked with UK companies? Why are you doing this to me? Like, you're just giving me a risky game to play, you know?" So, firstly, remove everything that has to do with Nigeria in your CV. That's why I said if you can work with a company here in the UK, because I have a mentee like that currently. He worked in Dubai, and then he says that the head office is in Dubai, but they also have a branch in the UK. So that makes sense for him that he can just remove the name and say, "I just work with this company." So already the recruiter knows that this company is in the UK, but he doesn't know that the person actually was in Dubai when he joined the organization. So things like that could make it work for you better. And NHS in the time past, a guy came into the UK as a DevOps engineer, you know, and worked with, I think, MasterCard or something like that. So, and that organization already is like very known, you know, and then he was able to get in. And the last one I would say, this is secret, to be honest. When I moved into the UK, I never planned it. I'm one of those ones who didn't plan to relocate from Nigeria. I thought I would just come with my daughter and my wife, and I will go back once in a while to my business. So when I got here, if I had told myself, if I knew that I'm going to do maybe become a data scientist in the UK, for example, maybe I'll give myself that blocker. I can't live without getting a job. I'm trying to say to you that just be open. If you believe in God, allow Him lead you rather than you blocking your mind off the opportunities. That might be your route outside the country. Firstly, you understand my point here? You might get here before you. I thank God that I'm here because this is why I've been able to harness these opportunities. I probably, if I'm in Nigeria, I'll be just fully on blockchain technology and cryptocurrency and maybe research. Do you get my point here? Something orchestrated my move into the UK before I decided to reinvent myself. Do you get that? So please don't make that be a blocker for you. Be open to say, God, lead me wherever you are, you want me to go. You understand? If it's by school, fine. So I know you said I don't want to go by school, but what if that's their first chance to get in, or maybe there's out there we have other means? I'm just saying. So please, that's all I will have to add to it. Sorry, I went pastoral there. So,
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, both. I mean, you have both been engaging this community, and we truly appreciate you. And the next person is Ruth, but please, Ruth, I beg, don't be on that job. Let's ask. Anyways, Ruth, you have the floor.
All right, good evening, everyone. Okay, my question is this. I have been, I want to know the right blend of tools, right? There was a time I learned Excel, Power BI, and then I was learning Python, but I had to run because I wasn't getting it at all. So currently, I'm actually learning SQL. So what's actually the right blend of tools? And I'm working on my master's in procurement. So is it possible to be a procurement analyst? These are my questions. Thank you. Okay. So I feel like you sort of have the right tools, because if for anybody who wants to sort of like go into data, the basic things you need is Excel, one visualization tool, because once you know one of them, you can easily transfer it. Like I said, using Tableau, but now I use Power BI, and then SQL is very, very important as well. For Python, it's something that is usually an advantage. If you look at data jobs, like maybe data analyst jobs, they will hardly ask. No, it's not impossible, but most people would not ask you for Python. They would usually always ask for SQL, one visualization tool, and then for companies that are not so advanced, they would also ask for Excel. So I think you're doing the right thing. You're learning the right things. Yeah.
and I think the second question it was if you can become a procurement data analyst. So I have a lady who works with the council here, I think in is it Sheffield or somewhere around there, and that was how she got in. I don't know if you're in the UK anyway, so she got in as a support analyst or something like that, and a business support analyst or so, and then moved into the next role, which is more about procurement. And so it is possible, but the tools remains the same. I must be honest. I wanted to pull out one thing that Luke Barrows did, where he pulls data to analyze the data jobs and the common skills. And it was Avery Smith who posted that on LinkedIn. But I just say to people, do market research. Go on LinkedIn and check 20 jobs or 30 jobs to 50 jobs. You see what is commonly appearing. I know for sure in the UK at the moment, it's been changing, but 16 out of 20 jobs we ask for SQL. 12 out of 20 we ask for Microsoft Excel. 10 out of 20 we ask for Power BI. I mean, in the what's it called, data analyst roles, and then 8 usually Python, and then before you now call Tableau, which is around the 8 as well. R comes last, or let me say just somewhere behind them. So if you look at the hierarchy now, you will discover that it is good that you have those skill sets, right? But also understand the domain where they are being used so that you can frame your words rightly and you can learn the right thing. You know, on projects, you can jump on it and look at the right KPIs so that you can speak the right language. You get the idea here. So look at the market, do the market survey, let the market guide you so that you are doing what we call market-driven, what's called upskilling. All right.
All right.
Is that
Thank
okay?
you.
Yeah. You're
Yes,
welcome.
it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. So I've just put a question which we had from slide on screen now, which says, what niche of data science is the most lucrative and is best for someone just starting out their career?
Okay. I think in fact it is Professor Favor that should come and answer this question. So let me get back to it and just give my own view. I'm happy that you say what niche of data science. Firstly, I treat data science as an ecosystem. I usually say I've dropped it on LinkedIn. I stopped seeing them as separate, departments on their own or roles. So within the data science as an ecosystem, you will get to do different things. Sometimes you might be working as a data analyst and you are doing what a data engineer should do or a data scientist should be doing. So don't box yourself. However, with what I know right now, I've moved from different roles. I was a data scientist or a data analyst and data scientist, and now for a while then data engineering. I think I get more pay being a data engineer. In fact, the invite that I get, like recruiters reaching out, they are offering more. You get, but there's one other role that is crazy that I'm still going after, which is quantitative, being a quantitative analyst or something like that, which is quant. They pay them like about 200K and 200,000 pounds or 150,000 around that when I go to check and CV library. But to be honest, data engineering roles, because they are more technical, I think they are paying. Data scientists is also actually roles are paying. So when you say niche now, I would say if you're talking about, we'll be talking about finance, yeah, and then social media like the likes of Facebook and all sort of things where they're analyzing different, kind of user data. But I say finance is paying very well. As sport and media, I think they are doing well, but not as much as finance, if I can tell, because that's where the money is coming from. And then this big four, any other one that patterns their system around that, they're also doing very well. My company is within fintech, but I would say they are just paying averagely. I can't class them as those guys paying heavily. And I don't know if that answers your question. Anyway, the person who asked that. 2 minutes, do you have anything to say to that?
Yeah, I'll
You.
sorry
Sorry, Akin.
yeah, just before you answer that, also, I think we went a bit more in the company's directive. So if we could also like go into like NLP, things like that, computer vision, blah blah blah, all those data science aspects. So I just wanted to mention that before too many answers.
Okay, so I'm not a data scientist, so I can't really speak on I can't really speak on data scientists. Data science. I just wanted to add a bit of what add to what Victor said. So I started out as a data analyst, but currently I'm sort of like in between data analysis, data engineering. It's a bit of everything. So sometimes you can actually start out as something, but then learn whatever skills you can actually learn, because you can end up in a role where, like, my role now is like I wear like so many hats. Sometimes I even do a bit of data architecture. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to add. I think I should give the mic back to Victor to talk on the NLP and all of that, because I don't know anything about that.
Good. Thank you so much for that. So I will see it from the angle of what is trending. So many times, companies start building what the market is asking for. There was a time where NLP was like the thing. I'll be honest, later things started changing and we are going to some other things that's happening. Everybody's talking about agentic AI and all these other initiatives. There was a time it was more of a vision, right? And so, are we still on vision? Maybe NLP, perhaps, but we want to build systems that really can understand human very well, especially when it comes to conversations where, translating, because that's one thing my company is actually currently working on, where they are trying to translate the information from company financials to what could be processed easily, because these things comes in a lot of documents and there's so much and they kind of do it almost manually before. So they are trying to see how they can do this machine learning thing that could actually just learn based on pattern and quickly sort out this information from a big one. So I would say why we have a direct answer to you to say, oh, this is trending. I want you to look at the trends. That's why you have to focus on newsletters from big organizations and what they are currently doing. You can see there is a big war currently around the OpenAI, Gemini, and also things like that. So you want to be thinking about building systems like that. And if you have that skill, companies are really paying daily. I knew of a news where they had to pay, Facebook had to pay one other guy like billions, in dollars just because they want to have him join them. And so if you are saying who is paying and what they are paying for is where the skills, where the skills are going currently is what you'll be looking at. And then you can get a big pay if you go in that direction. So go back to the market, go back to the newsletters, follow the news, and that's where the money is, follow the money and then build your skill in that line and you will get a better pay for it. But again, for me, I'm still looking into the quants, like I said, because in future, and that requires some more technical market, finance, and kind of skills. So it's not really core data science, as you may call it, machine learning and all this AI thing. No. All right. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that response. Right. So at this point, we are currently rounding up, but in order to maximize as much as we can from the speakers, I'll probably take one or two questions, and so we can round up at 8:30 at most. So Rafiat, can you, are you there?
Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Good evening.
Okay, thank you so much so far. We honestly appreciate everything. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma. Actually, one thing I want to ask is, let me say my question. I'm going to direct it to Mr. Doctor. Sorry, Dr. Victor. So, you said something about being an analyst, then switch to science, then switch to engineering. But currently, let me say, I've learned most of my tools in analysis, then moving to science aspect of it. But one question I want to ask is that this CV, how do you tailor it? Is it that you have one basically on analysis and the other basically on science, so that any role, anything you just see, you just, okay, this one good, this one, or you tailor just one into, like, you tailor just one CV saying that you're an analyst and you're a scientist? So please, can you answer that, sir?
All right, good. Thank you very much. I had that challenge when I started, why I had so many skills on my CV in quote. And then at some point I was confusing my helper. Like, what would they say they are looking out for? Are you a data scientist? Because let me be honest, here in the UK, for me, from my experience, having so much doesn't mean that they will call you. Meaning, if they are interested in one particular thing, if they're asking for somebody who can use Microsoft Excel, just giving an example, and then you say, I know how to use Python, SQL, Power BI, I use Excel a little. My brother, my sister, they might not call you because some places they just want what they want. The extra skills will come later if they need them. That said, I'm not a fan of tailoring CVs for many jobs. The first thing you want to deal with is to know what you want and where you want to start from. So pick one. If you are starting as a data scientist or a data engineer or a data analyst, just do one. People will say being a data analyst, there's a low barrier of entry, but there's a lot of competitions, Being a data engineer takes you to be more technical, but less competition. But you have to learn and be ready to face what it is every day. No same day. No day is the same in data engineering. Today you're happy, tomorrow you're very sad and bothered. And then in data science, I think being a data scientist is almost also similar. It takes a bit of the two. So for me, how my journey moved was that I started as a data analyst. When I said a data analyst, I was just focused on that. I want to get in as a data analyst. So I removed other things, or let me say I did not put attention on them, place attention on them on my CV. That is, just place them in some specific places. So the company that called me, that got me in for the first one, needed both of the skills, but majorly they took me in as a data analyst. And when I got in, I realized that what I was doing as a bit of data science. Then later, after I think a year or so, almost a year, I moved into a data scientist role where I'm now doing more of some linear regressions and majorly some AI things that have to run, data through some engines. Now, it was from that same role that I started doing data engineering. Why? Because I met the organizations, okay, from at the point where they are trying to migrate systems. So they were moving from Elasticsearch that they were using, and that was like supposed to be like the core of the topic we are discussing, scaling, data system for me. So I prepared a slide for that. And so we're moving from Elasticsearch, which was a tool that they were using before, but they couldn't scale for so many reasons. So they needed to move to PostgreSQL and to use timescale DB. So I met them at that point, and unconsciously for me, I never knew I was learning the data engineering thing. So when a recruiter reached out to me after that second company to say, I want you to work with us, I said, I don't have a data engineering skill. However, if I can maybe learn on the job, to be honest, I only had 50% of the skills needed. Looking at the requirements, and I sent it regardless. And they called me for the interview, and boom, I got the job. So I wasn't really searching for a data engineering role. I knew that was the future thing. I reached out to Professor Favor. To be honest, I had a conversation with her. What's going on in machine learning and ML ops and all sort of things? Because I was just impressed by her profile. And we discussed, and we're just rubbing minds. She shared a lot of experience, down to earth and everything. And okay, suddenly, it was maybe months later. I just reached out to her. I've switched to. I'm now in a data engineering role, which was supposed to be my future plan, right? Because why? My plan is to be an end-to-end person because I'll be leading project and initiative. So I don't want an aspect of it to be strange to me. Do you get the whole idea here? So I didn't at any time started, tweaking CVs, one CV at a time. Then from company, I did internal movement to where I am right now. And I don't know if you want to go that same path to just let the company direct your path to where they are dragging you to and what they want you to become. Okay. Does that make sense? Who asked the question? I'm trying to think. You're Rafiat, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, good.
Thank you.
So choose
Thank
one and then focus. Yeah.
Right.
you. Okay,
Thank you.
sorry, please, can I add to that? Sorry.
Please, Rafiat, we won't be able to because we're trying to hit the 8:30 mark. Please, if you have any further questions, add them on Slido. We'll be sharing them with the speakers, and in their free time, they will be appending answers to them. I'm so sorry about that. I really wish we could go on with this, but we need to be conscious of time. Kieran, you'll be our last person to get on the question. So if you have a question, and then we can wrap it up after that.
Okay, yeah, good evening. Yeah, I just want to ask briefly. So, for me, I'm coming to the UK next month to begin my master's in AI and data science. So, I just want to know what are the things that I can do to, just improve myself and just be job ready when I am done. Basically, just that. Yeah.
Okay, let me just. So, did you say masters in AI?
Yes, AI and data science.
Okay. The first thing I'll tell you is you need to start applying for jobs the first day you land in the UK. That's just it. Because I also came to the UK for my masters, although I started in June. By the time I was done, the next June, I had a job waiting for me already in September. What did I do differently? I started applying from the day I started. So a lot of people often make this mistake where they wait till the end of their course before they start applying. You need to start at the beginning, and then also look at graduate jobs. So graduate jobs might not only be for people who are young; it's for people who have just finished university. So graduate jobs are also an easy way to break into the UK job markets if you're already in the UK. So most of the graduate jobs, they start recruiting 1 year ahead. So since you're coming in October, graduate jobs that would start in September of 2026 will already start, sorry, coming in September would already start recruiting in September of 2025, if that makes sense. So you need to just start early. Go on websites like Bright Network and what's the other one now? Grad Cracker. I would I think maybe Hakim knows it. He can put it up. So it's Bright Network, like Bright Network, then Grad Cracker. Check on these two websites. You would see even big companies, lots of companies. You need to just keep applying. Some of them don't even need experience. They just want to know that you are a fresh graduate and you're going to be done with school by the time you want to start the program. They will give you a lot of online tests. Some of them might be behavioral and all of that. Some of them have different stages. The final stage is usually the assessment center. So if you just do this, if you're lucky and you really, really put in the work, you should actually have a job waiting for you in September next year. And then you can still apply for other kinds of professional jobs, but you would be able to get a graduate job. And graduate jobs, most of them, not most of them, but some of them pay very well as well if you're worried about the salary. So graduate jobs are not like internships that will pay you like really, really small money. You could see some graduate jobs even paying you 40,000, 45,000 and all of that. So just search on those two websites I gave to you. Victor.
I think you've said it all. To be honest, I don't have anything. I didn't school here anyway. So, but I've mentored a lot of people who schooled here. So that was the thing they told me to start applying as soon as possible. And you said that. So because it will tell you what they are asking for, it will make you face the market early enough. You get the love letters quickly and you know what you are missing out. And then you start building on that. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
What
you.
about mentorship programs? Do you have any mentorship programs one can join or
I think you're in
So is
one
that from
already.
you or Victor?
You're in 1 year already. So anyway, I do, but I think you're in the right place. Data living is for you. However, you can reach out. We can talk about it as well. So that's fine.
Yes, Kieran, I will definitely be having opportunities to meet mentors, and the more we go on in the community, the more our mentor pool increases, so we don't overwhelm our mentors because they also have lives and things that they need to get to as well. But definitely, you have opportunities to be paired with a mentor, and they'll be able to guide you with whatever you may need. So thank you so much to our two speakers today, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity that you have given to this community, especially being in the UK. I know you both are based in the UK, and I know what time is. When I say time is money in Nigeria, it doesn't make sense. But when you enter this UK, you understand that saying, time really, really is money. And for you to have taken that money and chosen to spend it with us today, we really appreciate you. We don't know how else we can repay you if there's any way, but I guess the only way we can repay you is to make sure we go on to our careers and we be the best version of ourselves. So thank you very much, and I hope everyone was able to learn a thing or two today. If not, please leave your questions in the Slido. We would share with the speakers, and during their free time they'll respond, and would also share their responses with you as well. And like they said, they are open to joining our mentor pool, and would roll off some peering with mentors, and we'll take it from there. So on that note, I would like to say this meeting is concluded. We were aiming for the 1 hour mark, but we went into 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is for good reasons. And I hope everyone was able to be answered. So our speakers, I don't know if you had any final notes for us before we call this a day.
Thank you very
No.
much
Okay, sorry, go
to
on,
the
Victor.
audience. Yeah, thank you to the audience. Like they stayed to the end. I looked at the numbers and it's been very consistent. And I think I must say thank you for staying through to the end. Perhaps it was very useful for you. And thank you to the community for bringing to meaning as well, because I just found out that we have a lot of things in thinking, and it makes sense to see that somebody is validating the way you think about the job market. We are not here to lie to people. We are talking about how practical it is. And I love that it's actually making sense that we're not here to compete or, maybe competing ideas, something like that. And once again, thanks for the opportunity to bring me here. And I hope to hear from you soon as well. Tumina, yeah, over to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, well, thank you to Hakim and to the team for putting this together. It was really, really good having to sort of hear people ask these questions and know that I have some answers, to help. I just want to leave, one last sort of like encouragement to people. Sometimes you might not actually be doing anything wrong. It might just be your location that is making it impossible for you. So, just keep trying, keep doing what you can do. And, just one day your luck might shine. When you're prepared and the opportunity comes, then you're ready to take it. But imagine if you get the opportunity and you're not ready, then that opportunity is just going to waste. So just keep doing what you're doing, keep, pushing, keep applying, keep doing everything. And hopefully one day your star will shine. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. As we were saying that,
Thank you.
I just kept remembering an old peak advert. Papilo, I know say one day you go make us proud. So everyone in this group, I know one day we will all make ourselves proud. And thank you so much to our speakers. And on that note, we'll call this meeting ended. And I so thank you so much for everyone that joined, and please do have a lovely rest of your evenings. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you much.
I've been waiting on the sidelines, watching life go by, holding back, feeling trapped, always wondering why. But today's the day I'm breaking free, no more hesitating. I'm gonna chase the light, no more time for waiting. I hear the world calling out my name, no more playing it safe, I'm done with the game. Every open door, every chance I see, I'm taking my shot, it's time to believe. Take opportunities, don't let them slip away, gotta make your move, gotta seize the day. No more doubts, no more fear inside, gonna rise up high with the stars as my guide. Take opportunities, don't hold back the fight, step into the future, everything's so bright. Now's the moment, I'm gonna take it all, with every dream I'm standing tall. Full of chances, but they won't wait so long. Gotta grab them tight, gotta stay strong. I've been holding back, but I know it's my time to step into the light and start my climb. The road might twist and might bend and break, but I'll keep going no matter what it takes. Every risk I take, every move I make is another step closer, no more mistakes. Take opportunities, don't let them slip away. Gotta make your move, gotta seize the day. No more doubts, no more fear inside. Gonna rise up high with the stars as my guide. Take opportunities, don't hold back the fight. Step into the future, everything's so bright. Now's the moment, I'm gonna take it all. With every dream, I'm standing tall. Oh, we've all got dreams, but they won't come true unless you step up and push on through. It's a leap of faith, it's a chance to fly. Don't look back now, it's your time to try. Take opportunities, don't let them slip away. Gotta make your move, gotta seize the day. No more doubts, no more fear inside. Gonna rise up high with the stars as my guide. Take opportunities, don't hold back the fight. Step into the future, everything's so bright. Now's the moment, I'm gonna take it all. With every dream, I'm standing tall. Take opportunities, don't be afraid. The world is yours, go on and make it play. Now's your moment, take it in store. You're unstoppable forevermore. Back feeling trapped. I've been waiting on the sidelines, Watching life go by, holding back, feeling trapped, always wondering why. But today's the day, I'm breaking free, no more hesitating. I'm gonna chase the light, no more time for waiting. I hear the world calling out my name, no more playing it safe, I'm done with the game. Every open door, every chance I see, I'm taking my shot, it's time to believe. Take opportunities, don't let them slip away. Gotta make your move, gotta seize the day. No more doubts, no more fear inside. Gonna rise up high with the stars as my guide. Take opportunities, don't hold back the fight. Step into the future, everything's so bright. Now's the moment, I'm gonna take it all. With every dream, I'm standing tall. Full of chances, but they won't wait for long. Gotta grab them tight, gotta stay strong. I've been holding back, but I know it's my time to step into the light and start my climb. The road might twist, it might bend and break, but I'll keep going no matter what it takes. Every risk I take, every move I make is another step closer, no more mistakes.